All right, guys, doing an update about the TRT. I've done 3 weeks now, and we're going into 4 weeks. And to be honest, I'm thinking that maybe I might have to quit. Things are going so badly. Okay. So first of all, if you're curious about the hair loss, I mean, I don't know if it looks too bad, maybe here, but let me show you a picture of how quickly I have been losing hair. And this is a small dose. Small dose. I only took 70 milligrams or whatever it would be this past week, right? And yes, I told my doctor that we're going down, and even talking to my doctor, which I'll get into, we think I might just have to stop because I might be having a allergic reaction or something. So let's look at this. This is my hair before the TRT. Can you see this? Looks pretty, like I said, my hair's been growing back pretty good. This is just a few weeks ago since long COVID finally, a couple years ago, right? Now, another picture right when I start. Okay, do you see it? Right? Then this was today. What the fuck, dude? Do you see that? Do you see? Like you can see, and you can see like that white spot is where I had cancer, right? It's like in that cliche male pattern baldness spot, right? But, and even when I've showed pictures of when I've lost hair just from lupus, gotten big, like almost like a lightning bolt. Yeah, it kind of looked like the lightning bolt actually before. But anyway, lupus where all the hair came out. But I can always tell when my hair is getting thinner because you can start to see where I had cancer, right? So anyway, I think you could tell just from that picture to this was today, a few weeks ago. That is pretty. I would say that's pretty fucking extreme for a few weeks, right? On a very low dose. I don't think someone's hormones is actually supposed to, especially on a low dose, is supposed to go that quickly. And of course, I look quite red right now. I have not been tanning, and I actually put down the saturation, and I'm still this red. So, I've talked to my doctor about it, and we're kind of like of the same opinion that I don't know if I'm allergic to the carrier oil or something like this, but oh yeah, so I guess I should say let's start over or go over back. So things from last time. So again, the first week I did 90. Second week I did 80. This week I did 70. And this week does have a caveat because if you heard my voice last week, I've been getting really sick and I was in the hospital with COVID again. And just in general, even before starting TRT, I've been in a very bad cluster headache period. If you saw that video that I posted recently, that was not multiple days. That was day to night, today over. It would not stop. I have been in a very bad cluster headache period, lately. And if you know anything about them, you can go watch the videos. Most painful human condition known to man, that some people say, right? So I've been in a lot of fucking pain. So this week, I almost feel like you could wipe off because just days in bed, COVID in the hospital again, but it is what it is. But anyway, so I did take less of a dose and I've talked to my doctor about it. My blood pressure has gone down. So I don't know if the blood pressure was getting higher just because I was on a higher dose. Higher dose. I'm already on a baby dose. Even 90 isn't normal. Even 90 is less than most people take, right? Um, I don't know if my blood pressure was just high because I was getting COVID or if I was on a higher dose or if it's just a shock to my system. Doctor doesn't know either, but my blood pressure has gone down. I'm still red. This is 4 days from a shot, so I'm at my least red before the shot. And I've turned down the saturation to make me look more pale, I guess you could say, normal. But so the blood pressure has gone down. That's good. I have been able to finally sleep a little bit, which is good because I basically had, 2 weeks, like I said, where I didn't sleep at all. Again, is that lower dose? Is that just my body getting normal to this like little jolt or something? But yeah, things have. I guess I'm sleeping a little bit, but I've also been in the hospital and just that cluster headache I had recently, that was days. That was crazy how long that was. That was one of the worst. Well, I'm still in it. So this has been one of the worst cluster headache periods I would say in quite a while, and probably the worst cluster headache period in about 4 years. So this week it almost feels like you could just wipe it off, but it is what it is, right? So um the TRT stuff though. So yeah, blood pressure has gone down, but again, is that the dose? Is that just my body getting used to it? Still red as fuck. I've talked to the doctor about it. She's like, "Whoa, you should not, be this red." I don't have patients that are taking higher doses than you that have ever been like as red as you. This is not normal. So I don't know if maybe I'm potentially allergic to like the carrier oil. I mean, you can see my hair. My hair should not be coming out this quickly, even if it like that's just not normal, right? So am I allergic to the carrier oil or something? I've tried reading about things like test flu, which test flu I guess can technically be just you're allergic to the carrier oil or something like that. And I'm on, so it's a prescription, so it's not like some kind of um, underground, I guess people would say, or like bullshit kind of stuff, right? It's like real stuff. So I don't know what to do. Doctor kind of as well as like I don't know, maybe kind of same thought as I have had. Like, well, you know what? My body is killing itself. I've been dying before. I'm very sensitive. So is it just this much of a shock to my system? I don't know. Am I allergic? Um, Supposed to go in for some blood tests tomorrow. The doctor, when I talked to her last week, though, she wanted to like ask some other people some stuff, maybe get some opinions, and then we'll do the bloods tomorrow and kind of go from there. And maybe I'll have to stop, or I don't know. I do have an appointment with an allergist, but it's not for another month. So part of me almost thinks, do I stop? Because to my knowledge, since it hasn't already been a month, it's not like your body's already shut off. Like normally, your body shuts off, after a month. Once you get to like a month, 6 weeks, then, if you have done it in a row, then you have to do like PCT or whatever it is, right? But normally, if it's in just within like the first month, if you stop, you're okay. So part of me is thinking, do I just stop because maybe I'm allergic, right? I don't know. So yeah, that's not good. So to talk more about people want to hear about like the boner stuff. So the boners, still getting boners easier. But this past week I've been so sick. It definitely wasn't like I said, I started feeling the boners. By the end of the first week, I was already feeling the boners, right? And then that second week, I was like, whoa, I can get hard very easy, and I can get so hard. I can definitely tell you, and well, and I got an OnlyFans. If you do want to see my OnlyFans, you can tell. But you know, I got a, and it's just being honest, right? I don't have a big dick, but my dick can get bigger than average, you know, and it definitely is a thing when I've talked about and like just kind of like relationships with girls and stuff like that. I am a grower, and I also have lupus and all this kind of stuff like Chilblain's lupus and the poor blood flow. So I'm a extreme grower, you could say, right? Like I can get, you know, 7.5 inches, 5.5 thickness. I mean, I can beat the paper roll test, but to get that thick, it takes me in big. But, you know, I can definitely tell, you know, my girlfriends, friend, I can definitely tell you, you know, they like seeing it. They're like, wow, you're pretty big for a white dude, right? I mean, it's not like a porno dick, but I can get a fairly decent dick, but I'm just an extreme grower, right? And it takes a lot to motivate me. But you know, I can tell that you know the girls, they're like, yeah, take a picture. We like it. If you go to the OnlyFans, I'll show you too. But But no, so for the sex drive though, like I said, I hadn't felt the sex drive though, but I did have one day where I actually kind of felt like the sex drive coming back, but I was so sick it was like nothing, right? You know, it was like I think it was it last week? Maybe it was maybe Sunday night or something, or Monday night or something like that, and it actually started to hit me. But I was also sick in bed, but I was having this. I was like, whoa, I'm sick, but I feel like if I needed to, I could probably fuck like 10 girls at once. Like my dick was pretty ready to go. I was ready to lay some pipe, right? I wouldn't say I was horny, but I was quite ravenous for someone that was sick in bed. I would say. Unfortunately, that was only that day. I haven't had that again. So I had one day where I would say I was a little bit more, well, a little bit. No, I was definitely, I would definitely say I was abnormally horny for me. Probably the most horny I've been since I was dying. I would say, but I wouldn't say it was like a. Some people say it's like a second puberty, but again, you know, I just finished the third week, and normally people start feeling stuff. You know, once you get to 3 4 weeks is really when you start feeling things. But this third week was just such fucked up. But anyway, I don't know what to do though because although I have been sleeping again, although on and off with how sick I've been, but I have been able to actually fall asleep. Um, excuse me. The redness is really bothering me. It's extreme. It's not normal. It actually kind of feels like I would compare it to. Have you ever gone tanning before? And people are like, "Oh wait, Clayton, you said you had skin cancer earlier and all this kind of stuff." Yeah, I had it right there at the top of my head. Okay, that's where it was. Right. And when I was younger, I used to, not a lot, but I would go tanning like once a week just to give myself color. Right. So I was never like a big tanner or something like that, but you know, was not against going tanning once a week or something just to give myself a little bit of color because I don't really go out or anything like that, right? But it almost feels like, do you ever, if you've ever gone tanning and you feel like maybe you tan too much or something like that, and you feel that heat in your body and it's almost like uncomfortable until you take a shower and you kind of like wipe it away? Do you know what I'm talking about? That's what it feels like, right? Um, it's like an uncomfortable hotness, right? Although even speaking about so that's an uncomfortable hot. It doesn't feel good. Like for about 2 days after each shot, 2 days after each shot, I would say I feel uncomfortably hot, like something has happened. And then the third day, I just look quite red. And then this is the fourth day, and now it just kind of looks like I have a tan. Again, I turned down the saturation to make it look like I'm not red as fuck right now, actually. Um, but yeah, I just feel like, man, it can't be that can't be normal, right? And the doctor doesn't think it's normal either. She's not apparently she's never had anyone that it's happened to that, and they're on much higher dosages than me. Um, to speak about the heat, the feeling though, I will say, which is kind of strange, although it feels like my body is running hotter, I feel like my body is adjusting to temperatures better. Like it was 89 degrees or something outside today. And just leaving the car, and when I went for a walk, and on that subject I still have not been able to get for a walk, so the energy is not there, right? But I digress. Again, I've been quite sick. But when I went leaving the car, you know, going for a walk, whatever, it did not feel like 89 degrees to me, which is weird because my body feels hotter, but I'm not like getting hotter from the weather. Not that I was outside for very long, but it didn't feel like, I'm like, wow, is it really 89 degrees? Really? So, and even sleeping at night, I've been able to, well, of course, I only just started sleeping a little bit this week, but I've been able to sleep without a lot of blankets. It's hard to explain. I'm not sure. It's a very, again, I will say I still have the clarity. Things are clearer. My mind is deceptively clear. Vision is better. Like the broadened horizon is still there despite, not sleeping a lot, which is very strange. Um, I did have another day of irritability, which I would say is today. I have felt a little bit irritable, I would say today. But that could just be I'm feeling very frustrated about the situation as well. But I still feel pretty calm, to be honest with you. I definitely have a sense of calmness, but I do feel a little bit irritable today. But anyway, yeah. So things are not going good. Gonna do this blood test tomorrow, and this might be the last week I do anything. We're gonna see what it says, and obviously I don't want to lose my fucking hair this fast. And again, it might be like an allergic reaction, right? Because this is not normal. So that's what's going on. So it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't want to. Well, I don't want to lose hair. The redness is really bothering me. Like the 2 days of the shot, it is uncomfortable, and then the third day, I'm still very red, and it's just this is dumb. It looks dumb and unnatural. Even today, it's still a little unnatural looking, right? Um, but it does go to show you though, and like me and the doctor talked about it too. The fact that I've had such an extreme reaction to a low dose of testosterone, like the fact that I started getting boners again within 1 week, shows that there's like a clear problem, right? Um, so I don't know what to do, but I mean, God, it's crazy. Just even like touching my like it probably doesn't look maybe it doesn't look quite as thin. I know the pictures are quite extreme, right? But maybe on camera it doesn't look quite as bad. But feeling my hair feels so fucking much thinner than it did just a few weeks ago, and that is incredible, right? And I mean, you can see my cancer spot again. It's like Jesus, dude. Anyway, so that's where I am right now. Man, if you like the videos, like, sub, comment, share, support the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks again. Blood test. We'll see if anything sticks out weird. And I don't even know what I would do if I have to switch because this is what my insurance covers. And from my not to what it sounds like in America is, if it's the cottonseed oil, that's what American insurance covers. They cover cottonseed oil testosterone, I guess, right? So the only other thing you'd have to be is I'd have to do like a compounding pharmacy, it sounds like, which is I don't have money for. Anyway, um, yeah, you want to see the OnlyFans though? My dick is pretty thick. Well, when I'm, you know, it can be. Like I said, and that it is a cool feeling too, right? I mean, who as a man doesn't want like a bigger dick, right? And when the blood flow is flowing down there better, it's like, yeah, my dick is looking quite a bit thicker than normal. It's like it's got some heaviness to it, right? Like I'm still a grower, but it is much more inclined to grow. That's pretty masculine, I would say, right? But anyway, in the end.